now tuned in to Starter General TV, aka Mr. Vacabo himself, and we in the building, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir, yes, sir. And we have some breaking news. Apparently, the manhunt has come to an end, you feel me? If you don't know, apparently we had somebody that took out the United Healthcare CEO that was in Manhattan. It's been something that's been going on for the past couple of days now, and apparently they found the criminal that did it, you know what I mean? Without further ado, let's get straight into it.
In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this. He is no hero. The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's this morning.
Breaking details in the arrest of Luigi Mangione, the 26-year-old man police believe shot and killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
It was a peaceful arrest, first and foremost. The officer quickly recognized the male as the suspect from the shooting. And within several minutes, seconds of the first contact, he had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently. And that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question.
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Luigi Mangione is in custody in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He is the prime suspect in the execution-style killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan less than a week ago. The arrest came after a 5-day-long nationwide manhunt for a shooter whose name wasn't known until Monday. His face seen for only a brief moment when he dropped his mask during a visit to a hostel in New York City in November. After Brian Thompson was shot on a city street on December 4th, the search for the shooter began at 6:45 a.m., just after those shots were fired. The shooter fled on an electric bike into Central Park and then into a cab. Police said he then took a bus out of New York City. Saturday night, the NYPD released new photos showing the suspect wearing a surgical mask as he was getting into a cab, and then shortly after he entered, the camera in the cab capturing this crystal clear image of the man with the distinctive eyes and eyebrows. Then Monday morning, a major break. It came when a person called from a McDonald's in Altoona. The caller thought that he recognized a man in a mask.
When officers arrived, they made contact with the male who had a face mask on. That male was asked to remove his face mask, and officers...
Yo, imagine getting caught by a McDonald's worker, bro. Come on now. Nah, that's wild. So you telling me somebody from McDonald's just recognized his face and wow. I thought, you know what's so crazy? I thought like a $50,000 reward was like, I thought it was not gonna be enough because they're gonna tax that money or whatever and probably not even give you the whole thing. But man, people was fiending to give out information.
Officers immediately recognized him as a suspect in the New York City shooting in recent days. That male was asked for a form of identification. He then provided a fake identification card out of New Jersey. After a brief investigation, it was determined that the ID provided was in fact a fake ID, and he was subsequently arrested for a forgery charge. Once he was taken into custody for that forgery charge, he was transported to the Altoona Police Department. Once at the Altoona Police Department, that male was searched instant to arrest. It was discovered that he had a United States passport that identified him as, Luigi Mangione. From there, continued search of his property, a firearm.
Imagine getting taken out by a person named Luigi.
Was located, and a suppressor was also located.
The New York Post reported that Luigi Mangione had documents with him that were critical of the health insurance industry. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro condemned those who have been celebrating Brian Thompson's murder online.
Brian Thompson was a father to two. He was a husband, and he was a friend to many. And yes, he was the CEO of a health insurance company. In America, we do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint. I understand people have real frustration with.
Well, apparently the reason they're saying this in his press conference is because, you know, a lot of if you notice, as soon as the CEO was assassinated, you know, they stick a lot of other businesses that have a lot of power, you know, connected to these political people. You know what I mean? They were not playing around. It was like, hey, if this guy can do it to that guy, that CEO, he's probably gonna do it again. And you know what I mean? And like, we have to protect our assets. Like I believe the United Healthcare, they didn't even put up their new CEO they didn't put their face out there. I think other companies started hiding their CEOs as well too. It's crazy out here, you know what I mean? But I don't know. There was a lot of people that were saying that, how can I say, on TikTok were commenting and saying that the guy deserved death or whatever due to like how United Healthcare was running their place and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of grievances has been happening with that specific healthcare policy. Pretty much, you know, I heard they have a high rate of denying people insurance and, you know, and messing with their coverage. So let's get back to it.
With our healthcare system, and I have worked to address that throughout my career. But I have no tolerance, nor should anyone, for one man using an illegal ghost gun to murder someone because he thinks his opinion matters most. In a civil society, we are all less safe.
Mangione is 26 years old. He has a bachelor's and a master's degree from the University of Pennsylvania. He had majored in computer science. Thoughts on this arrest?
Well, it's exactly what you expect to happen when you have law enforcement put all merits to bear, rubber to the road. The work that was done to get this person, at least a photo of him, was immense. It was a massive amount of work being done to go through all that video surveillance and the footage and the like, and to have it culminate to this apprehension, and eventually it looks like they're going to charge him with the murder. It's what you expected with the police department to do.
Could you imagine, like, if police officers were able to have, like, put all their resources to solving every single crime like this? Like, we probably wouldn't have as much crime if it was possible. Let me know. Do you guys think it's possible? Let me know down in the comment section.
When we look for someone, they're going to find them.
The McDonald's, the person at the McDonald's is what really gets me. I mean, that is just so impressive to me. This person saw who they believed to be the person in the photos, the person with the medical mask, the surgical mask, and those distinctive eyebrows, and of course the eyes. I mean, that's what got me when I saw the latest photograph that was released on Saturday, was the eyes and the eyebrows. And so this person did the absolute right thing and called law enforcement. Law enforcement responded. They asked the person to take the mask down. They asked for ID. They said it was a fake ID. They went from there, and they're saying they found a ghost gun on him, which is incredibly disturbing because that's something that you could just make with a 3D printer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the other thing. And, expecting the fact that you were possibly, committed a murder and you keep the weapon with you. That's very telling in the fact that either he couldn't make a gun again. It was something he treasured a little bit. It operated, I guess, to what he thought it would. And was there anything beyond what he did on Wednesday morning? Was he thinking anything further than that? Because, when you look at the manifesto, and apparently they're just doing a little digging on him, his anger toward corporations and the healthcare system was.
That's another thing too. Apparently, this guy had a manifesto. I'm a I'm gonna see if I can have it somewhere. I'm probably gonna have it somewhere around here or there. I'll try to have it up there and see what like that was the thing that got him caught. Like, not to say like you could commit a perfect crime, but like, why would you write a manifesto? You know what I mean? Like, was he trying to be like a martyr? And if he was, like, why didn't he go out with a bang? You know what I mean?
Was very vitriol, and that's something to be concerned about. But I will tell you, if the amount of work that was put in to get that photo out and to have someone call, that's why detectives, good old fashioned police work, sometimes, even though all the technology is out there, it trumps it. And that video, that photo, thankfully somebody did say something, and it's great that they found somebody in Altoona, Pennsylvania, who saw it and
Hmm.
called in.
That is what is so amazing to me. I mean, with social media, with YouTube, all of these different ways that we communicate these days, and they put information out. Obviously, somebody saw the photo and they called. Had that person not called, had they not seen the photo, this person, the suspect, he's not, doesn't sound like he's formally charged just yet, would still be on the loose.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, this person is dangerous. That's the reality. He committed a murder, cold-blooded, calculated assassination of an individual, regardless of ideology or anything. He killed him in cold blood. He's out in the streets of New York. Then gets on. Looks like he gets on a bus, and the benefit of the technology out there to be able to track him from pre-shooting to post-shooting and thereafter is beneficial. But again, if it's not the public that's involved, no matter how many photos we have, how many stills we have out there, how many videos out there, if the public does not engage in helping the police apprehend people like this, murderers, it's much harder in law enforcement to do.
Law enforcement said that this investigation is not over. There are still a lot of questions. How did the shooter know that Brian Thompson would be in the location where he was? And they're still looking into whether or not there were potential accomplices here. What is your gut telling you on that? I mean, I don't know if I could get the schedule of a United Healthcare CEO and know that he would be out on the street at 6:44 in the morning.
That you see, that's the thing that honestly gets me. Like, how did he know the CEO was coming down the lobby? You feel me? At that specific moment, like, it makes you think. Like, was it an inside job or something? Like, this is obviously, it must be something. Obviously, this person was like planning for a long time. But to be that specific, it's like a action movie, like a game, like Hitman. You know what I mean? Crazy.
On a Wednesday? I mean, where could he have gotten this information?
Well, that's the big question: was this public information that was out there, that there was a conference going to be held, that he was going to be speaking at it? That's something that I think police are still looking at, as to how he knew that and why then and there. He could have done it any time while he was in New York. He waited to that moment to do it. How did he know he was going to be there at that time? He went there early enough to wait for him, so he knows he's going to be leaving the hotel or leaving where he is. So how to get this information? That's what I guarantee you they're looking into that also. As far as accomplices or people who has participated or helped him in this, that's why you're going to scrub his social media accounts. You're going to do a background of everywhere he has been since he was apparently in Philadelphia, then went to Altoona. Everything along those lines, anything he's had, any cell phones that he had that he used, anything that he had communications with, is going to be looked at. As I said, it's not over. It isn't over, because
I ain't gonna hold you. Like, if this guy was trying to send a message to all the CEOs, he definitely sent a message like look at this, like they going through everything. You feel me? Can you imagine? They probably talking to like all his childhood friends, his like family. Well, family of course, but like they going like they going back. They're trying to find the root cause to all of this. You feel me? It's just crazy.
You know, you're 26 years old. How do you get a gun? Did you make it yourself? And if not, who helped you make it? Not only that, who helped you figure out where this person was going to be, the suspect was going to be at the time? You know, the suspect gets there at the time of the shooting, within that half-hour time range. How did you know?
Do you see this suspect eventually talking? Is this somebody that you see, you know, he's a well-educated guy. He's 26 years old. He has a master's degree from the University of Pennsylvania. He went to a very good school, very good private school, upscale private school in Maryland. Is this somebody who eventually wants to say something? I mean, if he's got writings about the health insurance industry on him, he obviously has a message he wants to put out there.
Yeah, I was hoping that would happen, but apparently we're being told by at the press conference that he's no longer talking. So I don't know if he's not cooperating or he asked for an attorney. So once that happens, the attorney-client privilege, that's over. If he asks for a lawyer, then that's pretty much done. I would have thought he would have, given the fact of what you see him doing. You know, writing those words on those shell casings, the monopoly money on him. Could have been utilized, might have been something he wanted to use on, you know, after he shot the victim, throw him there. We don't know what he was going to do with that. And the manifesto and all these things. You were hoping that, you know, you're 26 years old, you want to make a message or state your message. And given the fact, I guarantee he was probably reading all of the messages on social media, kind of praising what he did, you know, committing a murder. I don't understand that, but you know, if he has a message, I was hoping he would bring it out and he would talk, but it looks like that's not going to happen in this case.
Well, Dave Sarney, we'll be keeping a very close eye on it. Thank you as always.
Hey, they had to catch that guy. You know what I mean? There's no way they was going to let him go free anyways. They definitely had to catch him. Because if they didn't, then they would have gave a lot more criminals more ideas, and it'll put a lot more CEOs in a lot more danger. You know what I mean? Are you guys happy with this outcome? You know, let me know down in the comment section, of course. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been subscribing, you know, watching the channel more, and giving some nice critiques, you know, down in the comment section. But without further ado, you know what I mean? Thank you guys. We'll catch you on another one.